fight at the same time. One thing he feels separates Roy Jones from the rest. And he steps in against Cherino, who has been able to demonstrate his staying power. 32-year-old veteran. He's gone distant fights with the likes of Lendell Holmes and Matthew Hilton and Tony Thornton and Mike McCallum. He fought Hilton to a 10-round draw. All the others were defeats, but going the distance. The only problem, as far as Cherino is concerned, his last fight was against McCallum, and that was last May of '92. That's the only fight he has had in 2 years. 2 years ago in November, he lost in 10 to Tony Thornton. So he has been a very inactive fighter. Come in here to Pensacola to look to be a setup for Roy Jones, coming back home to fight as a world champion in a non-title fight in front of his fans. This is his 15th fight in Pensacola of his 24. Roy Jones, of course, was the Evander Holyfield of the '88 Olympic class. Robbed in Seoul to a Korean fighter in the finals. And recognizing the injustice, the International Amateur Boxing Association awarded Jones the Val Barker Award, which is emblematic of the outstanding boxer of the games. And didn't even have the gold medal.
Yeah, well, he said the amateurs taught him to be himself and taught him patience, something that he brings with him in the pro ranks. And also that flash that is so very important. That is the charisma inside the ropes.
And here in round number one, it's all Roy Jones stalking his opponent, Cherino. And actually, it's better for Cherino if Jones doesn't open up the pace early. Cherino looking to get some of the rust off.
Yeah, there's part of the show that Roy Jones was talking about. Cherino says that Jones has not fought the type of competition, the caliber of opponents that I've faced. The opponents like the fighters that you just talked about, Tony Thornton, Steve Collins, Matt Hilton, Mike McCallum. He said he is inexperienced, and I'm going to take him to school in the professional ranks.
Swing and a miss twice for Roy Jones.
Said he's going to go downstairs to the body early, but a lot of movement in these first few rounds. Then try to come on strong late. Jones now turning to the southpaw stance.
He will be showing Cherino many looks.
Oh, yeah. Very adaptable fighter.
Round one is down in the scheduled 10-rounder. And Champ, you and I will be working again at ringside Monday night on the famed and fabulous Silk Stockings here on USA. Big fight coming up. Cruiserweight Danny Newland goes against Delino Deadmeat Dominguez. That is part of the heart of the story. You know, there may be a murder mystery involved. Are you a suspect?
I do not. I think everybody's a suspect until they find out who it is. The police on that show Silk Stockings are so good, and they always get who they're after.
Well, the champ and I will be making a cameo appearance. Yes, we'll be part of the USA Tuesday Night Fight crew, handling what could be a great fight. Danny Newland, who do you like? Danny Newland, up and coming, undefeated. Deadmeat Dominguez is a contender. Is it just a tune-up?
I think Newland's on his way up.
All right, we'll find out Monday night. Looking forward to Silk Stockings.
Silk Stockings.
And it is a stalking Roy Jones in this fight against Cherino, the 32-year-old, originally from Caracas, Venezuela, now living in New York.
Silk Stockings Monday, December 10th at 10 o'clock Eastern Time and Pacific. Silk Stockings.
That's the repeat.
No,
if you missed the first one.
The repeat will be December 12th.
But I know you'll be tuned in on the original December 6th.
Yes.
We cover most of the bases here on USA. missed the original will have to watch one of those repeats.
There is an original in the ring right now. Roy Jones Jr. Fast punches, good left jab. He wanted to control this fight from the outside with the jab. He said that he's versatile. Outside he controls with the jab. Inside he controls with the fast, flashy punches.
Cherino also a sparring partner in the past with the likes of Virgil Hill, Lamar Parks, Murky Sosa.
Oh, yeah, been around the block.
Yep. Reputed good chin, good right hand.
No fear of any fighter.
But Roy Jones, who comes out here, just now flailing away in the second round, looking to pick it up.
You know, Cherino saw that fight with Bernard Hopkins, but his manager and trainer, Lenny DeJesus, would only let him watch 1 minute of that fight. Said he did not want him to see too much.
Right, and you know what that 1 minute was?
He's finding out right now about Roy Jones.
Well, and that 1 minute was between rounds 3 and 4. Jones sitting in the corner.
How good he was at sitting in the corner. He was one of the best.
Perfect, moving around.
Best corner sitters ever. Good movement. Look at that. Just turn away from your opponent. Give him a different look, a different angle. He doesn't know what to do. He freezes momentarily. You walk away from him. And then plant back in. Very good move from Roy Jones. But he should have. Middleweight champion of the world.
Cherino against Keith Providence, an up-and-coming young fighter. Cherino knocked him out in the second round, so there certainly is that element of danger. That was 3 fights ago for Cherino, although several years ago. Roy Jones comes out for round number 3 against Fermin Cherino. And after 2 rounds, Jones takes a seat in his corner and listens to his trainer, his former assistant Olympic coach, Alton Murkison.
I want you to use your jab a little bit more. Stop loading up so much. The power shots are coming, boy. Sit him up with that jab, okay? Yeah. Okay? There you go. Double it up and triple it up. The shot's coming. He's slowing down now. He ain't moving his feet as much. You go catch it. You go catch it. Put a little lower in there. Okay.
Yeah, they want him to slow him down with speed. They want Roy Jones to put Fermin Cherino in a shell.
And Roy Jones is not out here looking to end this very quickly. This is a big event in Pensacola, first trip back as a world champion, and he wants to put on a show, give his fans money worth. He'll be entertaining, loosening up. You see the quick footwork and hand speed. He'll be putting it all on display. Cherino also has the staying power. So Jones should be entertaining, and then a little later in the fight, looking to close it out.
Yeah, Cherino said he's been fighting, he's been training for this fight 8 months. Says that he is in terrific condition. He said it's very, very important in this match, though, that I go 10.
Well, if he is actually planning on staying in the ring, and now Jones playing in the ring.
All right, heavy punch. See the wobbling legs of Cherino. Good left hook.
Straight right hand. Jones hurt that right hand prior to the championship fight against Bernard Hopkins when he took out Glenn Wolfe in 1 round. Among the many punches in that round, he hurt his right hand. Says okay now, although there are those moments when he kind of feels the shocking pain.
Yeah, for a fighter to hurt his hand, it stays hurt forever. You constantly re-injure it in the gym because these people have to box every day. They have to spar every day. Constantly hit the end of elbows or the top of your opponent's head or his shoulder, and that hurts your hand. You have to use your guns.
Look how tight Jones looks at 168. You wonder, how can he ever get down to 160 and be comfortable? But he says no problem. Although it looks like he has a title defense against Thomas Tate coming up in January and February. He's going to have to get back down to 160 before he gets up to 68 against Tony. They are packed in around ringside of the Pensacola Civic Center, and putting on the show tonight, the hometown favorite, Roy Jones, in the black trunks, who also happens to be the IBF middleweight champion. And he has a mandatory defense. They're talking about a fight against Thomas Tate sometime in January or February, while James Toney, the super middleweight champ, fights a mandatory against Tim Littles. Should the two champions get by, they are then talking about meeting for the super middleweight crown. Roy Jones going up, as you can see here at 168. Same weight as Tony.
Good punches.
And that will be
fast. This triple left hook that Roy uses is wonderful. Very few fighters throw a triple left hook. You see a double often, but you don't see a triple that much. I know Sugar Ray Robinson used it very well and very effective. But in order to do that, you have to be very quick, because every time you reach to throw that hook, you leave yourself open. And Jones is quick with it.
And Cherino does not demonstrate the hand speed to take advantage.
Exactly. Well, he is a fighter that tries to throw hard punches. And he's deliberate, but he's not quick. He's not fast. He's not fluid with his movements.
He has been taken out early only once in his career. That goes back to 1988 when Nigel Benn stopped Cherino in 2 rounds.
And he is the first to admit that he had no condition for that fight. He took the winning for the money. That was an AC, Atlantic City.
Thanks for the clarification. This is the 4th round and is scheduled for 10.
Good right hand to the body. Jones' punches are so quick and so sharp compared to Cherino's, who are clubbing shots. They're push shots. They're push punches.
Jones trying to tug up the trunks that have
push up those trunks.
Which is tough to do with the gloves on. Jones coming out of the '88 Olympics. The other fighters that have gone on to championships: Michael Carbajal, Riddick Bowe, Kennedy McKinney. Also of that class, Ray Mercer, Anthony Hembrook, Andrew Maynard, Todd Foster, Kenny Gould, Kelsey Banks, to name a few. Final seconds of round number 4.
Off is for me.
That left hook working for Roy Jones. He's been on a regular schedule, Sean. He fought Glenn Wolfe in February of this year. Then 3 months later, when he fought Bernard Hopkins in May. 3 months after that, in August, when he fought Malinga. And now here in November, 3 months later, he's fighting Cherino. He's talking about a fight against Thomas Tate in 3 months. And then 3 months after that against Tony. Said he'd fight Tony right away, but right now feels that the money is just not there for it. Very attractive fight. One of the most attractive in many years on the fight scene.
Oh, yeah. The money will be there if the fighters continue to win. They continue to showcase their wares on national TV. Exposure is the name of this game.
30 seconds left in the 5th round. Roy Jones performing in front of his adoring fans and getting some work in. Keep busy while some of those title fights are arranged.